What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing an overall review of the Gen 5 Glock 19 MOS. So as you can see, it's going to come in the traditional Glock case, which I will be honest, as far as cases go, I think this is pretty junky, to be honest with you. It's very thin. I've had these cases break on me before. I don't think they offer the best in padding and or organization inside the case compared to some others, such as the VP9. I don't know if you can see here in the camera, this is shut. So the seam is closed right here, but if you look back here, it's not quite closed. It's like there's always a gap in the case. I just don't think it's the best case in the world, but overall, that's me nitpicking. So if I was gonna say something negative about this so far, it's just I think they could do a little bit of a better job on the case. Other than that, let's open it up and see what's inside. Now, I have already opened this up. I've already played with this gun a little bit before, so I just wanted to show you overall what the case looks like. It has like a little bit of foam padding here and a place you could tuck some of like the warranty information or whatnot behind there. It's got a little tiny cleaner tool here, which probably I'll never use because I have another cleaning kit that I use. And then you have your gun. Now, I've had many of Glocks before. I've had Glock 17s, I've had a Glock 22, I've had a few different Glock 19s over the previous generations, and I've always gravitated to the Glock 19. And just so you know, empty mag, safe gun. I do agree with many people that this is a great platform. It's not the prettiest of guns. It's not the coolest looking of guns. It's probably not even the best of guns. But in terms of just a basic gun that is phenomenal, meaning it has tried and true reliability. It shoots when you want it to shoot. It's a safe gun. It's affordable. It's very customizable. And it's flexible. And what I mean by flexible is if you start investing in the Glock platform, maybe you have a Glock 17, maybe you have a Glock 19, maybe you have a Glock 43, because basically Glocks are Glocks, they just come in different shapes and sizes. So with this gun here, if you had let's say a Glock 17, you can put a Glock 17 mag in here and get additional bullets. The mag would just stick out a little further. And there's even customizable adapter sleeves that can go on the Glock 17 magazine that when you insert it in here, it looks pretty seamless with the gun. So it's just, there's a lot of customizations you can do with this gun. I always consider this the iPhone of pistols. Just like iPhones, every single imaginable customizational option is available. That's what's nice about Glocks. If you want a gun that's completely customizable in every way, shape, or form, this might be the pistol for you because there are a ton of modifications out there that you can do to this gun. What makes the Gen 5 slightly different than, let's say, the previous generation, the Gen 4? Now, before I get into that, I will say there are technically two variations of the Gen 5, the early generation and this new generation. The early generation is the one that has that cutout right here, so that from what Glock said, it's meant so that if your magazine was jammed, you can actually strip it out with that little moon cutout. That's the early Gen 5 model. But the new one, they found out that pretty much everybody hated that, so they came out with the new Gen 5 model, so that half moon cutout is now gone. But really, what makes the Gen 5 a slightly different? Well, they do offer a little bit of a different finish on the slide here, which again, this is pretty much brand new. I just bought this a couple weeks ago. So as far as how well this new finish holds up, I don't know. I guess time will tell on that. But overall, it looks good. So it's a very nice looking finish. Slightly off colored from the gun, so it sort of gives it that two-tone color, which I actually like. It's very nice. A couple other things. The Gen 5 G19 actually has the rear serrations and now front serrations. So for those of you doing press checks, I don't know how many people are actually doing that, but it's available for you. I actually just like the look of it. I think it looks really nice having the rear serrations match up with the front serrations. They've also beveled the front nicer now, so it has a nice seamless bevel to it. It matches up with the bottom frame, so everything matches up real nice and neat now. It just gives it a little bit of extra detail in the machine work that makes it look much better. Now, maybe this beveling helps, you drive it into your holster a little faster. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't really noticed that, but I look at it as this beveling is more of a look. The trigger is a little better. Now, how much better? I don't have a trigger pull or any tools that can measure that, but I will say this from shooting multiple Glocks. A Glock is a Glock. They sort of all shoot the same. Now, maybe the trigger's a little tiny bit better than the previous generations, but it's going to be very marginal. What I like to do, which I've ordered already, it just has not come in yet, I always put one of those ghost trigger adapters in all of my Glocks. The one that I ordered, I got it off Amazon. I'll post the link in the description. The one that I ordered is a 3-pound trigger pull adapter. So what it does is it takes away some of the slack. See, I don't have a way to gauge that, but I'd say this is probably like at least a 5 or 6 pound pull, but just from feeling it. But I always like going with the ghost trigger adapter because it brings it down to about a 3 to a 3.5. It just makes the trigger pull a little easier, so that you're not pulling against that wall so hard. It just makes it a little bit easier. But that is a very cheap modification you could do that I always recommend. Again, if you could pick one of those up for 10 to 15 bucks, do it, because it does help a little bit more on the trigger pull poundage. Other than that, the trigger is slightly different. One of the things that I really like is the fact that they finally got rid of the finger grooves, sort of like way in the early generations of Glocks. There's no more finger grooves. And because there's no more finger grooves, it sort of feels that the undercut here might be slightly higher. Maybe not, it just feels that way. And again, it could just feel that way because there's no more finger grooves. But when I get a good purchase on this, I feel like my fingers can get up in there a lot better than before. And there's a slight flare to the magwell now. So again, just like the bevel on the front of this, it's probably meant so you can, get your magazines driven in there better. I have not really found that to be the case. I don't really think it helps me get that magazine in there any faster. I actually like the flared magwell for grip purposes. I feel like on this Generation 5 Glock 19, the newest version, Generation 5, with the flat front, no finger groove, and the flared magwell, I feel like this is the first time I can actually get a better purchase on a Glock 19 than previous generations, which I really like. So I feel like the magwell just gives me that little bit of extra grip I need to get a good purchase on this gun. As in previous generations, it still has the multiple back straps. I typically always use the medium with the beaver tail. It allows me to really get my hand up in there, get a great purchase on this gun, and get a good grip. And then I don't have to worry about any kind of slide bite. So I like the beaver tail back strap. I really do like that. Sights are pretty much the same. They're pretty much junky Glock sights. I'll probably replace those someday anyways, but they are what they are. I really wish Glock would come out with better sights on their pistols, but it is what it is. Now, one of the main reasons I went with this new version is because I wanted the MOS system. I want to start getting into red dot shooting on pistols. I've never shot with a red dot before. I've always wanted to. And what I did was I bought this gun, and then I also bought the 2020 VP9 that has a slide cut out for an MOS as well. I then bought a red dot sight. So I'm going to be trying my red dot out on this gun and my VP9 and seeing which one I like shooting with better. But overall, what's nice about the MOS version is you do pay a little bit more, but it already comes with a factory slide cutout, and it does come with multiple plates. Now this is awesome. I will tell you this. On my VP9, I didn't know this, but they do not come with multiple optic plates. You have to buy them separately. Glock gives you a full kit of optic plates. And The reason you get multiple different optic plates is because every RMR red dot sight might be a slightly different setup. So these plates are for different mounting positions of different RMRs. So that's awesome. I can actually put a red dot right on this gun right now. But on my VP9, I can't, because the one optic plate that I do need for my VP9 to mount my Venom Vortex, yeah, it's back ordered, out of stock, so I can't even put my red dot on my VP9 right now. So I will be putting it on my Glock, and we'll see how that goes. But it's actually very simple. You take these two bolts out the top, you remove the factory slide plate. Now the slide plate from the factory is a little thicker, okay? It gives you that nice flush top. Once you get into some of these other plates, they're a little thinner. So this will actually come with 4 different optic plates and shorter bolts. So what you do is you take out the 2 bolts, remove the factory plate. Take whatever optic plate is set up for your RMR, place that on there, put a little blue Loctite on the new bolts, bolt that down. Then you take your RMR, put that on top of the plate. It also comes with new bolts, put a little blue Loctite on there, bolt that down, and you're ready to go. It's that simple. And I will be doing a separate video on the installation and use and sighting in a red dot sight. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming in the very near future here. But for today, let's get back to the Glock. So overall, I love this Glock 19 Gen 5 MOS. So just to restate real quick, what comes different? You got rear and front slide serrations. You have a new front bevel. You have an upgraded, slightly upgraded trigger. You have a flat front grip. You have a flared magwell. You have a new finish on the slide. And the MOS version, you get the factory cutout for RMRs. That's really the big things there on this Glock 19. Now, it does come with 3 magazines, which are awesome. The reason I say that is because my VP9, I paid more money for it and I only got 2 magazines. So that's one thing I do appreciate from Glock. They give you extra magazines. It does come with a speed loader. And in case you've never used the speed loader, you should try it. I used to never use these. I would always throw them in my gun storage and never come back to them. As I'm getting older, get a little bit of arthritis in the hands, maybe your fingers are a little bit sore, it's much easier to load with a speed loader. Okay. Let's go ahead and show you guys how to use a speed loader real quick. I'm just going to be loading up a magazine with some cheap Blazer ammo that I usually use for target practicing. Okay, so here's how you're going to want to do. You're just going to take your magazine with the speed loader. You want it on an angle. It won't fit the other way, so there's only one way to do this. Slide it on. Then you're just going to grab right here, and it does have this perforations here on the side that gives you a good grip, sort of like what comes on the Glock handle. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your first bullet, you're going to push down. All you're going to do is just grab this, push it down. As you can see here, that little plastic pushes the follower down. So you're just going to push it down, push your bullet in, lift up, and slide the bullet in. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's that. So I just got 15 in there, pretty simple. So that's it. That's how simple it is to use the included Glock speed loader. So that's pretty much what's in the case. Now, how much does it weigh? Let's find out. I'm not going to get into too many specs on this because there is probably a ton of videos on specifications on this gun. But overall, it's a nice, compact, mid-sized gun, easy for concealment. You still get a good purchase on the gun, and I have big hands. I could still get a pretty decent purchase on the gun. With a magazine in here, empty magazine, I still can get a good grip on this gun. So I like this one. I'm not a big fan of the smaller Glocks because I really feel like I can barely hold on to them and I can't really control the recoil that well, but that's just me. I really tend to gravitate to the Glock 19. I think it's a great mid-size, right in the middle, everyday carry, crap hits the fan, just perfect overall mid-size gun. Now, if you want to see this gun size slightly compared to, say, a slightly larger pistol like the VP9, go check out my VP9 video. It's really marginal that the VP9 is slightly bigger than this, but not by a ton. So let's get into the weight. So factory gun, no magazine. 1 pound, 5.6 ounces. Now, I'm gonna put a loaded magazine in here. One pound, 14.3 ounces. So 1 pound, 14.3 ounces for a Glock 19 MOS with a full magazine loaded. So safe, no magazine, good to go. So that's about the weight. Okay, so other than that, that's about it about the Glock 19. Now this gun is ambidextrous in the way of a slide stop. You have one here and one here. So you could use that. So if you are a lefty, you do have a slide stop release right here. But the magazine release, it is ambidextrous, but not out of the box. It's set up for a right-handed use for a magazine drop. If you want to make it a left-hander magazine drop, you will have to take off the slide, go down in there, and change out the magazine release to be on the left side. So you will have to change that. But other than that, this can be shot as a left-handed gun as well. It's very easy to take down. You pull it back, pull these two little pins down in the front. Oh. Just like that. Take out your rod, take out your barrel. So it's pretty simple. Put it back in, drop your barrel back in, like so. Put your rod in, like so. Line everything up. That's simple. So it's a very easy gun to take down, a very easy gun to clean. It's fairly easy to shoot once you get used to the factory sights. Now, if you do upgrade your sights, which I do recommend, maybe get some better sights, that'll probably make your target acquisition a little easier, or try to get into the MOS with a red dot, and that should help you out a little bit more, picking up your sight radius. But I will say this, I've never shot a red dot, but from everything I've read on red dot shooting, it takes you a little while to get used to finding the red dot, because your eyes are so used to looking down sights that when you're trying to find a red dot, it just takes a little while to get used to finding that red dot quickly. Okay, so I'll just say that. So that's really about it. So other than the back straps, I'm sorry, in this case here, it does come with multiple back straps. I just took them out. So you have a medium and large back strap with no beaver tail, and then a medium and large back strap with a beaver tail. So you basically get 4 different back straps to use. Other than that, that's about it. I mean, this right here is the Gen 5 Glock 19 MOS. It does have a front slide here. You could put on flashlights or lasers. You could do any of that. So overall, it's a fantastic gun. You can't go wrong. It's tried and true. It's reliable. It's customizable. It's easy to pocket. It's easy to carry. If you are considering a Glock 19 MOS, don't hesitate. It's a great gun. Now, there are other great guns out there to compare to, but if you want something that's very flexible, very customizable, you can use other magazines from different Glocks as long as they're the bigger magazines. So you can't put a shorter Glock 43 magazine in here because the magazine's too short. But anything bigger than the Glock 19, like the 17, for example, that'll fit in here. Also, the slide. Maybe you have a Glock 19X in that dark earth tan color. You could probably swap the slides out and have an all black gun with a tan slide, or vice versa. So there's a lot of modularity you can sort of do within Glocks, which is also nice. So that's it. That's my quick review on the Glock. Let's go shoot a couple rounds and see how it goes, and then we'll go from there. But other than that, I love this Glock, and I like keeping it in my rotation for everyday carry. Okay, let's get my ears on. Let's get a couple rounds in here and see how the Glock 19 Gen 5 MOS shoots right out of the box with factory sights. Not so bad for my first shots out of this gun, out of the box. Let's try one more clip and then we'll end this for the day because it's really cold out here. Not so bad. I like that. Feels good in the hand. Okay guys, that was it. That was my first 2 mags out of my brand new Gen 5 Glock 19 MOS. I gotta say, I miss shooting this gun. It's a great gun. I really do like it. And if you watched my last video, I told you I was considering selling it and just keeping my VP9. But after shooting it, it's coming back to me again. I really like the Glock 19. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and keep this gun. I'll keep it in my everyday carry rotation and I'll just keep practicing with it. I honestly can't say I like the Glock 19 or the VP9 over one another. It's gonna take me more time and more shooting to get used to it and see which one I think might come out on top. At this point, I'd say they're pretty much even for different reasons. So, get the snow on my beard. So other than that, I just wanted to say, out of the box, the Glock 19 shoots like any other Glock. You just got to get used to the sights, and I am really excited to get that Vortex Venom RMR mounted on this Glock 19 MOS and sighting it in and seeing if I shoot any better and any faster, more accurately with a red dot sight or not. So I will be looking forward to trying that out. So stay tuned for that video. I will be getting that posted here probably in another week or two. It's just too cold out here to continue filming and shooting right now. But hopefully if the weather cooperates, maybe in the next week or two, I'll get up here, I'll try sighting in the red dot sight and I'll post a video on that. But other than that, that's it. I love this Glock 19. I really do like shooting it. It's an awesome gun. It's reliable, it's easy to carry, and it's for the most part easy to shoot. And again, as you can see there, my second magazine in, I am already hitting almost every target, even the smaller 4-inch one. So again, I'd say that's pretty accurate right out of the box. So again, I'm gonna end this video here because I am getting snowed on and I'm freezing. So let's end it here and then we'll finish up back in the house. I'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, stay tuned because I will be doing a install, sighting in, and review of the Vortex Venom red dot sight on my Glock. So I'll be doing that very soon, hopefully in the next week or two. So stay tuned for that. I do want to just say thank you to all of you. I truly appreciate all of your support. Thank you all. Do me a favor, like this video, hit that thumbs up button, leave me a comment. If you have any questions, let me know. I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. And do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. It really shows me that you guys appreciate the content that I'm trying to push out there for you. So again, I definitely appreciate that. So again, I hope you like this video. Stay tuned because there's more to come. And as always, see you in the next video.